Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lauren Maloney. First at 6, federal help could soon be on the way for Vermont towns impacted by December's flooding. Governor Phil Scott submitted a major disaster declaration request to President Biden last week, hoping to get money for 7 counties. ABC 22's Matt Holderman now live in the newsroom with more on the counties that were included and which ones were left out.
Yeah, Lauren, that's right. To name the 7 counties alphabetically, they are Essex, Lamoille, Orange, Orleans, Rutland, Windham, and Windsor. State and federal officials gathered enough data to where they think those counties will surpass the damage threshold needed to qualify for financial assistance. But even some of the counties not included in the letter to the president still had pockets of severe damage, just not enough to get help from FEMA. After months of assessing damage from the December floods, Governor Phil Scott sent this letter to the White House last Wednesday, asking the feds to once again help Vermont recover from a natural disaster. It's estimated the state incurred nearly $2 million in damage to public infrastructure during the floods, which tops the $1.2 million required to get reimbursements from FEMA. If President Biden grants the governor's request, all the towns in these 7 counties will be eligible for that help, and FEMA will pay for 75% of their damage costs. That would be good for towns like Stowe, Jamaica, and Benson, where numerous roads were damaged by floodwaters or landslides, and it would be good for the Vermont rail system that had more than $650,000 in damage in Orleans and Rutland counties alone. But while the requested counties do have a number of towns in need of aid, there are some hard-hit towns that won't be receiving help because the county they're in didn't have enough widespread damage to meet the threshold. That includes a handful of towns in Washington County, such as Moortown, which essentially became an island on December 18th. Governor Scott even pointed to the dozens of evacuations that took place in Moortown in his request to the president, even though Washington County is not part of the request.
I do believe that Moortown could use some of that federal help for, the road infrastructure and for the private houses.
Moortown's emergency management director, Stephen Pratt, says he trusts that Washington County being left out means there's not a great need for help, but he knows Moortown and its neighboring communities, at least, are still recovering.
The school is still bare concrete where it had carpet before, but it is, back up and running. The things we don't know are there leach fields and septic systems okay? Because those were underwater for a lot of people throughout the village corridor.
Although Washington County was left out, Governor Scott's letter shows it was at least in consideration in mid to late January. And Pratt also says there's a chance some people in Washington County simply didn't report their damage, and that could have contributed to the county being below the threshold. As for the 7 counties that were part of the request, FEMA is currently reviewing Governor Scott's letter and will then send it to President Biden with a recommendation for a final decision. Live in the newsroom, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.